Rossman, and great to be live here on the air with Cramer. And we're talking about the new Google Maps. Cramer, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Uh, Cramer is a commercial photographer. Tell them just a one-liner of what you work with so they'll know who's on the show.
Sure, I'm a commercial photographer specializing in photos for business and industry. Also do social media and am a Google trusted photographer. I have to know this stuff to do my various jobs.
And this is, you've brought to my attention the depth of what to me this is a game changer. So we're going to start by looking at my screen on this computer that is not updated to the new Google Maps system, and we'll do a screen share to go over to it. This is what people used to see. Can you see this, Cramer?
Sure can.
Great, great. So what we have here is what we're calling the kind of initial view of the former Google Maps, where if I looked up coffee in Raleigh, it's going to give me a nice list here of different coffee shops. There are a number of great ones in Raleigh, Sola, and then down here in New World. Those are two of my regular places to be found. Then if I click on Sola here, it's going to open up another card here that shows me the reviews and access to more information connected to the maps. So I'll click on this next, and it goes to their page. So here is their Google local page, what used to be known as their Google Places page. And this is pretty interesting. We're finding, Cramer, if you add what's missing, because as far as we know, this was a verified site, Google local page before.
That's correct. Google has merged all of the various versions of pages about a business into one entity, a Google Plus local page. And in doing so, they have lost a lot of information, reviews, and in some cases, you've lost the verification of your business. So if you have a business, your first thing to do today would be to go find your Google Plus local page, see if it's verified. If you don't see that little shield up by your name, you should go through the verification process again right away.
And if you see it here, you want to scroll down and click Manage this page with the email I talk about in the class, and then optimize it as I've explained in my local directory class. I want to go to one to demonstrate what it looks like when it's really where I think Google's ultimately going. So let me just put in North Carolina and see, and I'll put in Big Mill. It's a good friend of mine, Chloe, and I've enjoyed staying at her place. And what you'll see is when it's verified, you see this little shield here that says Verified Local Business right next to the name, Verified Local Business. And now what she has is this is an integrated Google Local and Google Plus Business page, which gives us about, posts, photos, and videos. Disregard the error that shows up. But this is Prime with reviews, everything else, and it's been verified in its location. Cramer, you want to add anything, or we'll switch back?
The more Google knows about you and your business, the happier they are. They will reward you with better search results when someone searches for a business that matches your specifications. So I encourage everybody to get verified, add pictures, photos, and particularly ask your good customers to give you an honest, real review, and not all at the same time.
So now I'm going to go back to it. This is the old map, and now we're going to switch over, hand it over to Cramer here. So Cramer, I'm going to get off my screen share and hand it over to you. You have the COM. If you want to select screen share and show what does it look like now. There we go. What a different world.
Okay, now this is the new Google Maps that shows on the web, and it matches almost exactly what happens when you ask for directions or guidance on your Android or iPhone. You'll see here the map is cleaner, it's easier to read. When you Google coffee near Raleigh, you see a bunch of big red dots and smaller dots. Can you see the difference down here? The icon is a little coffee cup. So if I go up here to solo, you see it. For some reason, Google gives you the big red icon and the name in bold. If you mouse over the name, you'll see the reviews and what I rated it. And if you click on that, it changes into what I think of like a 3x5 card on top of your map. It gives you the street address, the hours it's open today, the ability to put in your location to get directions, save it to your map, the website, phone number, street view, and there's Sola Coffee right in the middle of it. Pictures added by either the business or good customers, and then reviews. The way this works, if you want to see the Google Plus Local page, you click on the reviews and it'll switch over to their Google Plus Local page. And
which is, again,
scrolling down a little bit, you'll see it puts a pin on a map to give you a feel for where it is. This is a placeholder in that Google wants you to upload a picture in these dimensions of the front of your business so people will know what they're looking for. Also give a little bit of personality, something other than the map.
And Cramer, if you would you please go back to the original map as though it's blank? I want to show that and just put in like coffee shop Raleigh so we see that, because this is really showing how Google is saying, Google's now saying that your reviews are more important than anything else, and how critical it is to work on getting the reviews in a truly organic way, not all your friends and buddies reviewing it, but organic way, as I've taught in the class. And so, did you looked up coffee shop? Do you see? It's harder to see on the screen. Would you read? It says like top reviewers and reviews or something.
That's correct. It gives you there's a radio button. Gives you the choice of top reviewers or people in your circles. So another thing that I've realized after studying this for 3 days, and bear in mind, Google does not tell the business owners anything about this. I've just simply observed it, tested it, tried to break it. But near as I can tell, Google has picked the companies that it wants to highlight based on the fact that they're verified and that they've been reviewed. Do you see these smaller dots? I'll try to enlarge the screen here. Those are also coffee shops, but you have to mouse over them to understand what they are.
They are reviewless. Which
So,
is, to me,
some of them, and they have less reviews of the ones that's been highlighted. So near as I can tell, it's critically important for the business to be verified and then get reviews. And people will find you and review you whether they ask them or not. So I don't see a bit of problem with you asking your best customers to say, to add input to your Google Plus Local page with what you like about the business.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to say, if you get a big number going at once, we've seen a lot of them cleaved off. So again, using a natural organic process we talk about in class is important. And again, this is saying you got a beautiful downtown. They spent millions of dollars on it. They want people to come in from out of town, but many of them haven't set up this. This has to be done by the store, and this really could change revenue coming to a smaller town, because someone's going to be looking on their Android or their Mac at the maps and wanting to see what are the reviews and what are the pictures. I want to look inside your place before I show up. Right, Cramer?
Absolutely. We all, you, me, everybody, we trust more what other people say about a business than what we say about our own businesses.
Absolutely. So I think we've got a good one example of this. Anything you want to add, Cramer? If you want to bring out the screen, turn off the screen share and come back, we'll wrap it up. We just wanted to do a quick intro, then get you all to give us more questions and comments, which will lead to other shows. So Cramer, any closing comments with this?
Sure. If you have a business, one way or the other, go find your Google Plus Local page. If you don't have one, make one. Make sure it's verified. Ask your best customers to give reviews, and by all means upload pictures. Google, along with all the other social media services, love pictures either uploaded by yourself or your customers. They'll take them, and bear in mind, folks, this information is being uploaded to Google by iPhone or Android users, whether you know it or like it. It's the way of the world, so it's best to educate yourself about it, because people are doing it. They're using their phones to find your business. You might as well get on board and understand what they're doing.
The other thing we'll go into in the future, Cramer, is how it's now integrated and responsive based on your friends and your interest and your experiences in the past. That's just that's another show, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So we'll look for it. Well, Cramer, great to connect, and they can find you at cgphoto.com.
That's correct.
Or, of course, on Google Plus with me, hanging out and learning this all together and adding more value to it. So thanks for connecting today, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're quite welcome. Good to see you.